Hey guys, welcome back to another review. My name is Joe, I'm from Exquisite Timepieces, and I'm going to be reviewing the 42mm Hublot Big Bang Unico Sapphire. So this is a 2020 model year version. It's based on the 2016 version that was released at Baselworld, also a limited edition of 500. That version was 45mm and it was actually quite a bit bigger and heftier than this one is. I'm really excited to see this because this should fit on the wrist a lot nicer than the other model. It's a bit thinner as well. So let's go ahead and start with the unboxing. I'm going to go ahead and put on some gloves. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and start with the unboxing. So you'll notice there's a little bit of a difference with this box. Usually the Hublot boxes are the same canvas material, but they're black. This is mimicking the Sapphire kind of colorway with a little light blue tint on it. Let's go ahead and slide that up in classic Hublot fashion. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out so we can reveal the actual watch case. And I have to tell you, this is probably the coolest watch box I've ever seen. It's a full sapphire case. And then we've got our watch on one of the optional Hublot straps. We'll go over that in a second with the one-click strap changing tools. Now let's dive a little bit deeper into the watch. I want to start off by saying this watch is not for everyone. It's a brash design. All the angles, all the sharpness, just the fact that it's made of sapphire in the first place, it commands attention. It's definitely a piece that's going to stand out on somebody's wrist. It's not designed to be a classic. It's designed for fashion. Now, if we go ahead and put this on the wrist, I want to show you what I was talking about earlier, where I said that Hublot gave this watch a little bit of a diet treatment. It went down 1.3 millimeters in thickness, so now it's down to 14.8. I have a very small wrist, let me point that out. I have a 6¼ inch wrist, and this watch actually sits quite nicely on the wrist. Graham's going to throw in some B-roll footage, our editor. You'll be able to see how this tapers off. One of the ways that this watch actually sits on the wrist a lot nicer as well is because of the fact that they curve these lugs down so sharply. So even so the watch is a 42mm, usually pretty big by today's standards, it actually flows really nicely onto the wrist. Now let's talk about that sapphire. Why make a watch out of sapphire in the first place? There's a few reasons. First of all, sapphire is one of the hardest materials known to man, second only to diamond. It's harder than ceramic, harder than steel, titanium, all of those materials. The other reason as well is because look at all the stuff that you can actually see going through on the watch. You can see all of those titanium fittings, all of the screws holding the case together, the one-click mechanism that holds the straps together, everything down to the springs, the thickness of the movement, the caliber itself. It's beautiful to see. This watch is never going to bore you. Then when we look into the movement of the watch itself, it's actually incredibly impressive. So this is an in-house caliber from Hublot. You'll notice on the front side of the dial, it's actually a 60-minute register chronograph with a flyback function. You also get really cool automotive-inspired features with the pushers. If we get a closer look into them, we'll see they're designed to look like pistons, even down to the piston rings going around the sides of the watch. Then on the back side, you'll see Hublot's new improved chronograph caliber with 3 days of power reserve. Another really cool feature of this chronograph is the fact that they've inversed the clutch. So they've put it on the front side of the dial, which means every time that you activate the chronograph, you get to watch the clutch wheel turning as it goes. Every push, you'll see it. Altogether, I have to say I'm really impressed with this Hublot. The material is amazing. The watch itself sits comfortably even on a small wrist. There's endless combinations of straps and buckles that you can choose for the watch, just like this red one that I have on it right now. And one other thing that I haven't mentioned. This isn't a cheap watch. I'll be honest with you, it's $69,000 US. That being said, one of the most popular sapphire watches on the market today, with no more functions than this watch, is the Unico Sapphire watch. That goes for $2.2 million. This piece is for sale right now at our website, exquisitetimepieces.com. Feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to talk watches with you. See you in the next video.